Back to Bernardian Bowl, where we were off with a bang. It's Thomas Hirsch takes the ball around end and to the end zone. 80 yards, one play from scrimmage. Point after from Alan Carr is good. And if you're just joining us, we're 15 seconds into this ball game where Maynard has a 7-0 lead here at the Bernardian Bowl. Alan Carr now has the ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. He'll send the kickoff angled from right to left, trying to kick it away from Damian Jones. He scoops it across the 21-yard line, and it rolls out of bounds. So a flag out for procedure against the kicking team, and Alan Carr will get the opportunity to do it again.
Jones didn't hesitate telling the official, I want that kick to me again. He didn't even look over at the coach. And they're kicking into a win. I think this is a great move. Jones is moving up about 10 yards. He saw how short that kick was, and he wants to get his hands on the football.
Alan Carr has not traditionally done the kicking as far as kickoffs go. Alan Carr has been the point-after specialist. Brendan Brogna, the right guard and punter, has been the kickoff specialist for the Tigers throughout this campaign. But they've got Alan Carr tonight doing the kicking, perhaps looking to take a little leg off of it, keep it short or angled away from Jones. So now the ball teed up, 35-yard line at our left.
Stiff breeze kicking directly into the wind.
Yeah, coming right at them from right to left across the field, and indeed it does take it right off the tee. So Alan Carr will have to realign it. Kickoff brought to you by Northeast Promotion and Apparel. Get noticed this year by getting your logo or message on apparel or something unique at Northeast Promotion and Apparel. See them on Hamilton Street in Leominster, online at nepacompany.com.
A little help here with the kickoff.
Yeah, they'll hold for Alan Carr this time, and this time he will kick it, grabbed by that breeze. It's touched by Thibodeau, the up man at the 34-yard line. He steps back in across the 35, then the 40 going right to left to midfield before taking down Tyler Thibodeau. And the Bernardians start the football, first down and 10, right at midfield, going right to left. 11:38 to play here in quarter one, and already, Kate, chasing a 7-0 score.
Yeah, a difficult way to start, especially with one play from the line of scrimmage for Maynard. That's going to make them feel good. But a nice 14-yard kickoff return for Thibodeau. He seemed a little bit surprised that the ball was right in his breadbasket right off the top, but did a nice job recovering and was able to get himself some really good starting field position for his team.
You know, and I think Maynard's got to talk about if they're going to keep it away from Jones, you don't want to kick it to Thibodeau.
Nope.
There's 9 other people on the field you'd rather have holding the ball.
You got to be able to find somebody else.
In the ball.
So here comes Wyatt Bingham. Two backs offsetting the wing tee to the right. And the snap and the give, and there he is. There's Thibodeau. First carry right into the teeth of the defense. Not much doing. Maybe a short gain of about 1 on the play. Second down and 9. As we welcome those of you joining us on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com, as well as those of you joining us on St. Bernard's Athletics YouTube page, streaming out there worldwide. You'll find that link out on the St. Bernard's Athletics Twitter page as well, if you'd like the video from Bernardian Bowl this evening as well.
I think St. Bernard's offensive line really needs to set the tone here for their rushing attack, because they have quite an impenetrable defensive line they're going up against.
On 2nd and 9, the give is for Jones. He'll take it from right to left, turn the left corner. He's grabbed right at midfield, and down he goes. Aiden Young, the defensive back, up in run support, wraps him up at the waist, and down he goes just across midfield to the 49-yard line. So give him a gain of 1, a 3rd down and 8, and Bill Thomas, 2 plays from scrimmage, and this doesn't look like the Bernardian team we've seen.
No, and that's a generous gain of 1 right there. And but we've seen them start slow, but especially Thibodeau. Sometimes it takes them a while to generate the energy and the power and wear down the defense.
But we haven't seen them trailing.
And under center, it's Bingham. The handoff for Jones. Jones around left end. He gets to the edge. 40, go 30, across the 25, then the 20. 15 caught there and wrapped down at the 10-yard line. There's Damian Jones with a huge explosion for 39 yards when he found some space. Ultimately caught from behind by Young again.
You know, and to just expand on Kate's thought there, yeah, they haven't been playing from behind, but you can't win if you don't score. So I wouldn't say that first score is immaterial. I think it is to the final score. But, you know, obviously Maynard got some momentum out of that, but you know, we know St. Bernard's is going to score.
First down and 10 to go, officially marked at the 12-yard line of the Tigers, and the give was for Thibodeau. Plowed it straight forward, moved it up maybe a yard or 2. They mark him at the 10, so give him a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
You know, and 2 carries for Thibodeau, and averaging a yard per carry, but I know that's going to change. But all you need to do is just get the defensive eyes on Thibodeau, because as soon as you look away, you think we got him corralled. He's going to bust one up the middle, or Jones is going to bust one outside. So we've seen it time and time again. And it's only a matter of time before either one of those finds some open ground.
And I think Thibodeau doesn't need to have a remarkably stellar game, but they're going to need him in third and short situations to be productive.
Bingham under center. The give is for Thibodeau again on 2nd down and 8 from the Tiger 10. Pushes it across the 10 to the 9, give him a gain of 1. They look at a 3rd down and 6 to go. They need the Tiger 4-yard line for a reset of the sticks. And obviously 4 yards beyond that is pay dirt for the Bernardians as they chase 7. 9-10 to play here in the first quarter, and a 7-0 Tiger lead. One offensive play from scrimmage. For those of you just joining us and going, what? One offensive play from scrimmage. Thomas Hirsch runs the opening play of the game after the kickoff. First offensive play. The length of the field, 80 yards from their own 20 to the end zone. On 3rd down and 7 to go, the give is for Jones. He goes left to right this time, around right end, across the 5-yard line, leans forward to the 3, and it is a 1st down and goal to go for the Bernardians.
We had a great play, Todd and Kate, a great view of that play, and watching Damian Jones just kind of give that little shoulder dip, a little hitch in his step, and reading the blocks there. I think every time we talk about Damian Jones, we should mention that he's only a sophomore. And we had a great view of him waiting and ultimately gaining enough yards for that 1st down.
Jones and Thibodeau, the 2 backs offset right, 2 receivers left. This is Thibodeau straight over center, following Matt Smith to the goal line and in for the Bernardian touchdown.
And that's why if you're a Bernardian, you don't panic because you fall behind by a score. Yeah, you turn over on that kickoff and they turn it around. Now you're down 14-0. You start questioning yourself. I think we knew that we weren't going to see the Bernardians get shut out, but you got to come back and play defense.
8:15 to play in the first quarter, and all the makings of a shootout here. Bernardians respond, point after for Von Randall, the attempt.
Time and time again, Todd, we've seen adjustments made by the Bernardians too. I don't expect to see an 80-yard sweep next time Maynard gets the ball.
Bingham the ball down. Randall drives the ball out toward John Fitch Highway. Teams come back up the field. 8:15 to play in the first quarter. 7-all and more to come. This is high school football on the K-Zone. 8:15 to play in the first quarter. 7-all and more to come. This is high school football on the K-Zone. Just about 4 minutes into the action here on the K-Zone, and the Bernardians and the Tigers are knotted at 7-all in first quarter action. Each team has touched the ball once. Each team has scored. For the Tigers, they've only had 1 offensive play from scrimmage. The Bernardians matriculated the ball a little more, we'll call it normally, down the field in a progressive fashion, as we're used to seeing, ripping off chunk after chunk, finding their way down there in a couple of minutes' time. 7-all we have. Von Randall, ball in the tee, 40-yard line at our right, and here we go on the approach. Randall will send the kick end over end downfield and through the end zone and out for another touchback. If you saw the opening kickoff, it looked awfully familiar.
Where'd you say he was going to school, Todd? Because I think somebody's got to have their eyes on him and
certainly wish I did.
Pay for an education for that young fella, because he has quite the leg kicking it through the end zone. That's a college and beyond leg written all over him.
We saw him out here, Bill Thomas, as we were setting up our broadcast. The rest of the team was back in the locker room and arriving, and he was out here practicing field goals on his own, by himself, with a small, one of those tees that kind of acts as a holder. Yeah, he was working from midfield and in.
Well, he's got the wind going right to left. We'll have to see if they let him try a field goal tonight.
So here we go. Capone out of that single back set. The handoff is for Hirsch. Takes it off left end again. This time it's a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4 coming up, but they still didn't rip off an 80-yard touchdown run on their second play from scrimmage.
No, they just ruined his average.
But they do find the ball across the 30 and down at the 32-yard line, coming left to right.
43
They could have set him on the bench and put it down as a record. Maynard average, well, maybe not. Somebody might have ripped one off longer and not played the rest of the game. But I think that's kind of the more of the game we're going to see. I doubt if we'll see another 80-yard rip like we saw in that first play from scrimmage.
Motion man comes from right to left at the snap, but nonetheless, the give was for Hirsch. This time he takes it to the right, crossing pass there, across the 30, down shy of the 35 at the 34-yard line, and he comes up about a yard shy of the first down. So we'll have third down and a yard, will the Tigers, as they continue their march from left to right. Wearing the road white tops, black bottoms, black and orange numerals front and back, the black at the shoulders with the Clemson-esque paw on either side, and these very unique base white helmets with a single orange stripe through the center and a black rear facing. Think Navy football from a couple of years ago. Flag out on this third down and short. The give was to Hirsch again. Took it around left end across the 35 and down at about the 37-yard line, but the flag came from the referee in the backfield, and the signal is hold in, hold again against Maynard.
Is that two penalties?
That's either two holds or he just decided to give it twice.
I'm surprised the official didn't throw. Doesn't he have a second flag?
They do.
I think one's good enough, but
That's going to negate a first down, however,
exactly.
by quite a bit.
It'll walk the play all the way back to where we began-ish this drive. No, a little bit further back. It started at
Extra
the
15.
25, now back at the 20. So third down and 15 from their own 20 for the Tigers, coming left to right.
Extra 5, actually. But, yeah, this is definitely trouble territory. We'll see if they break out the forward pass here.
And now they go shotgun spread. 4 receivers out in the formation. Now making an empty set with 5. Back to pass goes Capone. He's flush to his right. Throws over the middle. Hit and incomplete. The intended receiver was Sam Hill. And it was Antonio Mancini who got there Johnny on the spot to get his hand in there and break up the catch.
Yeah, timed it perfectly. Arrived right as the ball arrived to the receiver there and broke that up. And good job there by Capone to avoid a sack. And, you know, the Bernardians were all over him there, chased him out of the pocket, but great coverage downfield to create that incomplete pass.
And it'll bring up a fourth down and 15 from their own 20-yard line, going left to right. And the Tigers stand in punt formation with the sliding door set. 3 men as the up in front of the punter, and this is a change at punter. This is Sam Hills, the wide receiver at punter. This one kicks straight up in the air, and it takes a Bernardian bounce at the Tiger 35-yard line, or excuse me, 25-yard line, back to the 23. Bill Thomas, if that went a total of 5 yards, I'd be surprised.
Well, I'm counting three net yards, I think. I'm holding up 3 fingers there, but less than 5 yards net. Kicking into a pretty stiff breeze right there, and as soon as the ball got up in the air, it just stopped and came straight down and actually bounced backwards towards Maynard's side of the field, and Bernardian's got a free 5 yards out of the bounce there, but great field position.
Difficult spot if you're Maynard's defense to allow a prolific offense to start on your 23.
Indeed, and from that 23, the give is for Thibodeau on first down. Into the pile, he leans to about the 20-yard line, gain of 3, second down and 7.
Once again, we've seen this, you know, Thibodeau get stopped 2-3 times, and but that 4th, 5th carry, you know, he starts working on his average, and he starts wearing down the defense, working with those veteran linemen that he has, working those gaps.
Second down, 8 to go. Ball on the 20-yard line, going from right to left. Up under center, it's Bingham. Snap, give it to Thibodeau. Goes just off the right of center into the A gap, across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Gains 1 more, third down and 7.
Getting those tough yards, you know, and this is where you think, all right, we've softened them up a couple of times up the middle. You know, time to run Jones outside. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him bust Thibodeau up the middle again here. Hopefully, you know, hoping that Maynard might have their eyes on that outside sweep here with 3rd and long.
And here they come. Third down, 7 to go. Ball at the 19-yard line. 2 backs, offset left, 2 receivers left. And up under center, it's Bingham. Goes with the sweep pitch for Jones, coming to the outer edge. Avoids a defender, crossing the 20-yard line toward the 15. Still on his feet, spinning toward the 15-yard line. And wrapped down just shy of the 10 at the 11-yard line, but it is an individual effort for Jones and a Bernardian first down.
Good way to combat any kind of outside speed that Maynard might have on defense. Get that ball out there. You know, Jones was already the wide out there on that split offset backfield and wasted no time getting the ball to him and letting him use his moves. That some spin moves, some dipping and ducking, and he finds his way to a first down.
Elusive is the only word that you can utilize to describe him.
4.5 minutes to play here in quarter one, 7 all. Teams come to the line, and Rocco LaMonica at left tackle must have sneezed. He kind of fell over the line of scrimmage there. Called for a false start.
Hard to miss Rocco, one of the biggest players. He's out there all by himself at left end, nowhere to hide.
It is allergy season after all.
Indeed it is.
Todd knows something about that.
I do indeed. So the 5-yard penalty assessed. It'll be a first down and 15. Back across the Tiger 15-yard line to the 16 at left hash.
That's exactly what Maynard is hoping for, although they gave up the first down. Push the Bernardians back. They got to keep them out of the end zone.
Bingham up under center on 1st and 15. This is Thibodeau. Tries to bounce it a little bit toward the right edge. Barely gets to said right edge. Looks like no gain or maybe a short gain on the play. We'll call it second down and a short 15.
Bernadians.
Them too.
The Bernardians still in territory where they can make a first down when they get in the shadow of the goal line. So, they could get a reset on down so they don't have to score in this series.
3:40 and counting to play here in quarter number one. 7 all, Bernardians and the Tigers here at Bernardian Bowl on a beautiful Friday night. Up under center, it's Bingham. Double fake, rolls out, sets his feet, looks over the middle, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Looked like Bill Thomas. Was it 9 Harvey
is
early?
What I'm seeing, yeah, but
I'll check it. It was 7 Bill Thomas. 7 downfield. Connor Smith, the intended receiver.
And sometimes you're too wide open, and I think that's what happened to Connor right there. But first pass we've seen in 2 games here. And I think they might have thrown 1 in the previous game.
Might be one of Bingham's best. Got his feet set, looked good, spiral over the middle, trying to find the tight end.
He did all you could ask for, except watch it settle in the hands and his players celebrating a touchdown there.
3rd and 15 from the Tiger 15, going from right to left. Bingham up under center. The snap, give it to the motion man. This was Jones. Jones avoids a defender, cuts back across the 10-yard line, dragged down shy of the 5 at about the 6. Officials actually pinch in, give him a great spot to the 5-yard line. They'll face a 4th down and about 2 to go. Need to move the football to about the 3-yard line for a first down.
And Randall's saying, come on, let me out there. He's over here by the net. He's been warming up, but he knows what time it is. They want touchdowns here, not 3-point field goals, but something tells me he's going to get an opportunity tonight at some point.
And
some point in time he might.
Not even a question here. The Bernardians offense remaining on the field.
4th down and short.
Need a couple yards.
Tigers end of the field inside the Tiger 5. Up under center. Man shifts in motion. Bingham fakes, rolls out, sets his feet. Little jump pass to the end zone is intercepted in the end zone. Thomas Hirsch, the linebacker in pass coverage, with the interception in the end zone. It's a touchback. Turnover. Ball will come back out to the Tiger 20-yard line.
Kind of surprising right there, trying to catch Maynard off guard. They did the first time. They had that wide open receiver, but not that time. Maynard all over that in the end zone, and Wyatt close to getting sacked, kind of had to unload it when he wasn't ready, and nothing good came out of that.
Told y'all we might be seeing the passing game tonight. Coach Bingham respects the defense of Maynard, and he knows that he cannot be one-dimensional. He's got to make something happen in the passing game in order to get this thing across the finish line.
And on a senior night.
You both doubted me.
Here at a Bernardian Bowl. 2:34 to play here in the first quarter. Tied at 7. And here come the Tigers. The handoff went to the first man approaching the line. It was in motion. It was the receiver, Owen Cato. He took it around left end on the end around, wrapped it from the 20 to the 25-yard line. Gains 5, second down and 5.
We thought we might see some of that. The wide receivers getting involved in the running game and using that motion to turn themselves into a running back, not just a blocker as a distraction.
They actually marked him back a little bit, and he must have come down a little shy of that 25-yard line. They marked it back to the 23, so only a gain of 3. Second down, 7 to go. Tigers need their own 30-yard line for the first down as we're inside of 2 minutes here in quarter number 1. And their march continues from left to right. Single back set, snap, play action, fake for Capone. Rolls out and throws on the run and complete across the 35-yard line and down at the 37. Looks like, 33, Bill Thomas, the tight end. Pat Andrews on the catch. Good for a gain of 12 and a Tiger first down.
Nice pitch and catch right there. In coverage, too, and, somehow Andrews was able to haul that in, move the sticks for Maynard.
Final 95 seconds of quarter number 1 in a 7-all game here from Bernardian Bowl tonight. Capone hustles in. Looking like they're going to try to run at least one more here, maybe two if they work quickly. Shotgun set this time for Capone. He's got Hirsch in the backfield with him. On the shotgun snap, he's back to pass on 5 steps. Looks wide open over the middle, complete for Sam Hills, who trips himself across the 46-yard line, falls across midfield to the 48 of the Bernardians. It's a gain of 18, and Bill Thomas, it was wide open.
Yeah, and you know, we expected Maynard to throw the ball. We thought maybe they would do it in different situations, but here, coming down the end of the first quarter, no hesitation. The wind has died down a little bit, playing into their favor while they've been playing into the wind this entire quarter, and they're taking advantage of it right now.
Final 54 seconds here of the first quarter, and the Tigers' charge continues from left to right. Single back set this time. Capone up under center, 2 receivers out to the left. The give this time is for Hirsch. Slashes his way off left end, cross the 45, toward the Bernardian 40 and down at the 39-yard line. Clocks a gain of 8, second down and 2, 32 seconds before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, nice job by Hirsch right there. Reading his blocks, gave up trying to make the edge there and cut it back inside. I think he was going to get out run to the corner, but he did a nice job cutting that up inside.
And both teams will go to their sidelines as they watch the final 18 ticks come off the board here in the first quarter. End-to-end action here in quarter number 1, 7-all our score. Bernardians and Tigers, Maynard and St. Bernard's on a Friday night here on the K-Zone. We got more to come as the teams change ends. Second quarter when we come back here on the K-Zone. On a Friday night here on the K-Zone. We got more to come as the teams change ends. Second quarter when we come back here on the K-Zone. Teams change ends to begin the second quarter of action here from the Bernardian Bowl and from our Walker Orthodontics mobile broadcast booth. I'm Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Is someone in your pod not sleeping well? Talk to Walker Orthodontics in Lunenburg, a pioneer in advanced airway orthodontics at 978-345-7988 or online at drwalker.com. Walker Orthodontics is your first step to a better night's sleep. Second down and 2 to go, going right to left here from the Bernardian 39-yard line. Hirsch gets the handoff from Capone, finds some room through the middle, just up to the Bernardian 35-yard line and enough for a Tiger first down.
Needed a couple and got plenty on that one. Was able to pick up 4 yards on that.
Maynard doing a good job of ball control here, and you know the key to success is keeping the ball away from the Bernardians. You know, if you want to try trading scores, sure, but limit possessions, I think, is the real key to success to beating the Bernardians.
And that was something West Boylston failed to do last week, and they got run over by these same Bernardians.
I don't think the Bernardians punted all day last week, as we recall.
Indeed, they did not. From a shotgun set, Capone back to pass, play action fake, then looks for the running back out of the backfield, Hirsch, moving up the left sideline. Pass was long and incomplete. Wyatt Bingham in pass coverage downfield. It'll bring up a second down and 10 to go.
Maynard continues to try to leak those, running back or the receivers out there, get them, mixed up with the running game, a little misdirection, and then pop out and try to get that quick hit. Maynard's showing no fear when it comes to the passing game tonight. I think about the 6th pass attempt and pitching about 500, but having some success.
Are pitching 500. They are 2 of 4. 50% completion, total of 30 yards passing. Right now, their longest for 15.
Pistol formation this time as Hirsch sets up behind Capone. He fakes the give, then looks bubble screen, finds him over the top. It's Hirsch coming out of the backfield, cross the 30, then the 25, angles back across the 20 from left to right, and dragged down at the Bernardian 19-yard line. It's a gain of 15, and the Tigers are moving the football down the field.
Yeah, and at a high school level, you're not going to see a more well-designed play right there. That's college and pro caliber, where you fake to that running back, he dives into the line, all of a sudden he pops out and he's uncovered, turns it into about a 15-yard gain. Great well-designed play there by Maynard offensive coordinator, but great execution by the offense.
Already the 4th first down of the drive.
Young ships in motion, up under center Capone. He got the handoff, did Young, wrapping around on the end around right side, cross the 20-yard line, gains 1 to about the 18. Call it 2nd down and 9 to go.
Once again, mixing it up a little bit, getting the eyes off Hirsch and trying to get him to respect that motion, man. You know, Maynard runs that motion about 50% of the time. It's just a matter if you're going to follow it, you're going to chase him, or you're going to stay home. And a lot of times what you do is how Maynard reacts when they run their offensive play.
Capone spends an extra second on the sideline talking to head coach Nick Pilecki, and now charges into his huddle with the play. 2 minutes into this second quarter, teams knotted at 7. Maynard, the only team that's touched the football here in the second frame, as they walk to the line on 2nd down and 9. Single back set up under center Capone. The snap and the give. Right forward it goes with Hirsch. Off the left side of the formation, cross the 15 and down to about the 13-yard line. Gains a small handful more, but still leaves them 3rd down at a very manageable 2.
Yeah, one of the things we're unaccustomed to seeing is some of those Bernardian defensive linemen get dragged along for additional yards. You know, they're pretty sure tacklers, but, you know, they're definitely meeting their match tonight up front and not getting those good angles to make those strong hits, and they're getting pulled along for extra yardage.
Get back to that, Bill Thomas. 4 out of 5 seniors on that line for the Tigers. The shotgun snap goes right by Capone. Running back and getting on top of it is Hirsch, but a huge loss on the play back across the Bernardian 30 to the 35-yard line. Problems with the shotgun snap. That has been an adventure all year long for teams, and this one, an adventure for the Tigers that loses 22.
Yeah, that ball a little high and wide there off the mark, but great job by Hirsch to get back there and not to try to pick it up. We see a lot of young players try to pick the ball up, you know, gain some yardage out of a bad situation. Good job by him just to get on the ball, secure it, and move on.
From 3rd and a manageable 2 to 4th down, and can you see the sticks? They're snapping the ball from the 34-yard line of the Bernardians. They need the Bernardian 10 for a 1st down. Empty set, Capone with 5 wide. Back to pass, flushed out. Rolls, throws on the run down the right side of the field. It was long and incomplete. The intended receiver was Aiden Young. Mancini was underneath in pass coverage.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if Maynard regrets that. You know, gave up great field position right there. Could have used the wind and played some field position game to try to pin the Bernardians back near their own goal line. Chose to go for it on 4th down and came out empty right now, give the Bernardians great field position.
But did you see the quarterback Capone for Maynard throw off of his back foot all the way downfield? If you have a talented quarterback like that, sometimes you're going to have to take a shot because they know they're going to have to keep pace with St. Bernard's, and right now they may be on borrowed time.
You certainly weren't making up a 25-yard difference on the ground necessarily on that play. On 1st and 10 from their own 34, the snap, the give was for Thibodeau. He clipped heels as he went through the line. He falls forward across the 35, down at the 36-yard line. Give him a gain of 1-ish on the play. 2nd down and 9.
And he saw something there that he hasn't seen all game, and that was daylight.
Yes.
And whoever reached out and clipped him by the shoe tops there, I think saved a big gain.
Spot their own 36-yard line going left to right. Bingham up under center in the wing T formation. The snap and the give this time is for Jones. Jones slashing his way to the right edge. Got held up as he crossed the right edge of the line. Crossed the 40 and down to the 42-yard line. Gains a fistful more. He's going to leave a 3rd down and about a yard and a half. They need their own 44 for the 1st. They'll be snapping from about the 42 and a half.
You know, and Damian Jones wasn't an electric, exciting runner to watch, but every time he puts on the brakes and does that spin move or tries to change direction, you know the defense is coming after him. You just hope that he's elusive enough that he doesn't get taken out by a truck.
Bingham up under center on 3rd down and short. This is Thibodeau again. Steps back in across the 45, down at the 46-yard line, and that is enough for a Bernardian 1st down.
And I really do think that out of Tyler Thibodeau is exactly what is going to make or break this Bernardian offense. When you're in 3rd and short, or if you're in short yard situation, you're going to need him to be able to get 3 or 4 yards at will in order for your team to make opportunities for somebody like Damian Jones to be able to find that hole and get some big chunks of yardage. I think it's going to rest on the shoulders of Thibodeau in those short yardage situations.
1st and 10, Bernardians, their own 46. Bingham under center, the snap, rolls out to the right, looks downfield. That's a coverage sack downfield. He tucks, comes straight through the middle of the line this time, crosses midfield, and he's down at the 48-yard line of the Tigers. So instead of taking the sack, Bill Thomas, he decides there's nobody downfield. Let me just try to see what I can find. Finds his way through the line and plucks his way to the Tiger 48.
Well, that was a one-read play right there. He had Gibbons out here wide, and it was a go, Pat, and he couldn't beat his man Hirsch, and good job eating it there and getting what he could out of it.
Yeah, still gained a solid 5 on the play, 2nd and 5. Give this time for Jones from the Tiger 48, and into the line, stacked up and driven back. They give him a generous gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. 3rd down and 3 to go. They need to move the ball to the Tiger 44 for the first game.
And Todd and Billy, one of the things that I think a lot of people forget is Wyatt Bingham was one of the big running backs last year for this program. This year, he's been essentially relegated. I know that's kind of a strong word to say, relegated to the quarterback position, and the coaching staff has chosen not to utilize the quarterback position as one of the primary rushers on the team. But you can never forget he has quite ability as a skill player back there in the backfield.
Indeed he does, and the give this time is for Thibodeau. Finds some room straight over the middle, cross the Tiger 45, and down at the 43-yard line, and plenty for our Bernardian 1st down to reset the sticks. 5.5 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Back and forth we go at 7-all.
You know, and Coach Bingham has lamented about that, you know, not utilizing his own son more as a running back, but he needs him out there as the general. He can't risk him calling his own number. He's got 2 capable running backs. He needs somebody back there to understand the defense, the offense, and to make the right decisions.
Bingham up under center out of the wing tee. Snap and give it to the motion man. It was Jones. Took it straight through the B gap. Found some hole across the 40 and reaches down to the 35. Give him a solid gain of 8 on 1st down. 2nd down and 2 to go.
You know, I think that's what's made the Bernardians such a successful team is players like Wyatt, you know.
Selfless.
Right, exactly right, Kate. And to understand his role and how important he is in that role.
Wing T set, 2 receivers to the left. Snap, give it to Thibodeau. Finds some room through the middle of the field, cross the 30, and down at the 20, looks like 7-yard line. It's enough for a Bernardian 1st down. He had some space, Bill Thomas, and then all of a sudden it seemed like he deviated into the hit instead of maybe bouncing it a little further to the outside.
Well, he's getting his space at the initial point of contact. You know, he's just got to start making a decision about that once he gets into the 2nd level. Looks like we're going to have a mass break here, first one of the game.
Coach Nick Pilecki spent a
timeout.
He wanted to stem the tide here. 4:28 to play in the 2nd quarter. Tied at 7, and the Bernardians matriculating the ball in chunks down the field. Coach Pilecki says, let's spend a timeout. Gives us an opportunity to talk about our hardworking player spotlight. It's brought to you by A&B Tire Service in Leominster, your one-stop shop for full service for 30 years. A family business that will keep you rolling without breaking the bank. With the most trusted brands, A&B Tire provides free lifetime repair and rotations on a purchase of 4 tires. A&B Tire Service, 1183 Central Street, Leominster, online at abtire.com. Bill Thomas, A&B Tire Service drives our hardworking player spotlight.
Well, we got a 7-7 game here, and, you know, both offenses have shown some flashes, but I got to single out Thomas Hirsch. You know, he's pretty much kept Maynard in this game. Got some key 1st downs, obviously, that big run. You know, so, you know, let's give a visiting team a little bit of love tonight, at least in the 1st quarter. I like what Thomas Hirsch has brought to the Maynard offense tonight.
No question about that. They certainly have been the group to talk about, to say the least. Coming up here on Sunday, wrapping up this Fall 2 season, wrapping up this 6th week of action. It's the Scholastic Sports Zone with Howie Kahn and crew. Their Smash It 2 game changer of the week is Damian Jones of these very Bernardians. That's Sunday, 11 to noon. Howie Kahn and crew coming up here on the K-Zone. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, and WPKZstream.com. Coach Jim Bennett in there. Tom Santasania, if he doesn't have coaching responsibilities, although he's getting closer to baseball season, should be along as well. And you never know who makes an appearance each week on the Scholastic Sports Zone as well. 1st down and 10 to go for the Bernardians out of the Tiger timeout. Handoff went for Thibodeau. Found some room, barreling his way across the 25, down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Gains a solid 9 on first down. Second down and about a yard and a half to go.
You know, now he's starting to rip off yards in chunks and working that average. And this is what we expect to see by Thibodeau come second, third, and especially fourth quarter. Start wearing down that defense and then just busting them up the middle with those quick hitters, soften them up, and then give the ball to Jones.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Bingham comes to the line. Two backs offset right and up under center. Bingham, a snap. He's going to roll out. On the run, shot put downfield, looking goal line, short of the intended target and incomplete. Danny Muller, the wingback, was the intended receiver at the goal line.
You know, and more passes, I think, than Wyatt has thrown the entire season in this game in the first half. And that coach showing a little bit of reward, I guess, letting him chuck the ball around a little bit. And but I think for the Bernardians to be successful, they got to do what they do best and continue to feed Jones and Thibodeau.
3rd and a yard at the Tiger 19, going left to right. Bernardians wearing the home navy blue tops, matte gold bottoms with the matte gold helmets with the Delaware wings going across the top, and they give straight through the middle of the field. This is Thibodeau across the 15-yard line and down to the 14 for the Bernardian first down.
Good job right there, picking that first down up. And, you know, even though they threw that pass the previous down, I think they feel pretty good about being able to move the ball. And, you know, if it's a down that goes by the wayside, you know, they got two strong running backs that they can count on to pick up, 3 to 5 yards in a 2-down set.
They officially mark it at the Tiger 15. So 1st and 10 Bernardians from the Tiger 15. Wingback set up under center. The give as Bingham hands it to Jones, takes it around left edge, cross the 10, then the 5, to the goal line and in. It's a 15-yard touchdown run for Damian Jones, untouched.
Untouched, to say the least. The blocking out there on that left end was just spectacular. And, he slowed up at the 5 because he didn't feel any pressure, didn't hear any pressure, and he knew that he could just glide into the end zone.
3:06 to play in the second quarter. It's Bernardians 13, Tigers 7. Von Randall on to try the point after. He'll be kicking left to right here and into that breeze that's coming right back into his face. American flag just off the corner of this end zone, blowing strong from right to left, right into the face of Von Randall. American flag just off the corner of this end zone. Bingham will hold. Good snap, gets the ball down. The kick goes up from Randall, and it's blocked at the line. Point after, no good. Great penetration in all directions for the Tigers. Keeps that point off the board. 3:06 to play in the second quarter. St. Bernard's 13, Maynard 7, and more to come. This is high school football on the K-Zone. 3:06 to play in the second quarter. St. Bernard's 13, Maynard 7, and more to come. This is high school football on the K-Zone. Back astride John Fitch Highway on a Friday night inside the historic Bernardian Bowl here in Fitchburg. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robinson, happy to have you along with us here on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com, and on YouTube via St. Bernard's Athletics YouTube account. Great to have you with us wherever you are, the world over, and a part of this one on a beautiful Friday night, putting the capper on this 2021 Fall 2 football season. As Randall has the ball on the T, 40-yard line at our left. On the approach, pooches it into the middle of the field, across the 25-yard line, scooped up on the one hop. On its way back up field, it's Owen Cato, finds some room, bouncing it out to the right side, laterally across the 25, down around the 27-yard line, and that will be all. 1st and 10 Tigers, their own 27 coming right to left for the next 2:58 here in the second quarter.
I think the Bernardians are pretty pleased to be able to take advantage of that field position that Maynard gave them there to start that drive. And I don't think we'll see Maynard making that mistake again as the game goes forward.
I would expect not. Tigers have shown the ability to throw the football here. They've definitely been the more effective air attack here in the first half of action. They're going to have to cover some ground and quickly here.
They got the wind at their back, too.
Motion man is Young. Play action fake, then the give, then there's a second pitch into the hands of the receiver, Cato. Comes on the end around, lowers the boom on Jones, stays on his feet, taken down shy of the 25-yard line. It was an exciting looking play, but it went backwards for a loss of 2, second down and 12.
Yeah, and a great solid tackle right there over here on the sideline. Looked like the official was thinking about reaching for his flag there. It was really close to being out of bounds, but good job keeping the flag in his pocket and letting the tackle happen there, and leading to a 2-yard loss.
Bernardian lead is 6 at 13-7, 2:43 to play in the second quarter. Coach Bingham's chatting with the wing official over here on the near sideline.
Has been for a while.
Clearly some point that he's trying to get across. Single back set this time, 4 receivers packed tight to the formation, Capone under center. The snap and the give this time, puts it in the hands of Hirsch, fakes the defender coming across the line, creates some space across the 30, go 35, taken down just shy of the 40-yard line at the 38, and it's enough for a Tiger first down.
Throws a Derrick Henry stiff arm there. I couldn't think of the right word. Derrick Henry stiff arm, if you're familiar with him from the NFL, but good job right there, gaining some additional yards. And Maynard does a good job sealing off the corner there at the point of attack and allow that to open up nicely.
2:20 and counting here in the second quarter.
Give Sam Hill some credit out there, wide receiver, opening up that edge.
Pistol set this time, 2 receivers to the right of the formation. Capone the snap. The give this time in the hands of Hirsch. Bounces it right, crossing the 35, down around the 37-yard line. No gain on the play, maybe a short gain they give him on the play. So we'll call it a gain of 1, second down and 9.
Yeah, and Matt Smith says, not that time. I'm getting you around the legs and not letting you go. And you're not dragging me for additional yardage. Dropped him for a very short gain right there.
Minute 45 and counting left here in quarter number 2. And the Tigers down 6.
No,
not in any particular
I was
rush.
just going to say, no sense of urgency right here as the quarter winds down. And Bernardians are going to get the ball to open the second half. It's not like Maynard's playing a twofer here.
Perhaps they want to make sure they don't give him a 2-for-1 opportunity.
That could be.
Try to use up the time, and there was a lot of movement happening on that play, and a timeout taken by Coach Tom Bingham. Spends the timeout with 1:25 to play in the second quarter, and maybe bailed the Tigers out because there was a lot of movement happening, and I'm not sure anybody had reset.
No, but, and let's talk a little bit about that. We've been a little critical about the number of flags and the reasons for them in the games we've covered. Very well played game tonight. A couple of holding calls and I think a procedure, but officials did a good job letting the kids play the game tonight.
Indeed, they have. And so at both sidelines, the two teams meet. 1:25 to play here in the second quarter, and a 13-7 Bernardian lead right now. And of course, again, we were kind of weighing before that play. What are your choices here? Well, if you're Maynard, scoring would be ideal, but definitely leaving as little or none on the clock as far as time goes is, I would say, the ultimate goal. You do not want to give St. Bernard's a chance, even with a short clock and some timeouts, a chance for a 2-for-1, scoring before the half, getting the ball right back after halftime.
Yeah, because, if they try to run the ball and, short gain, Bernardian's going to call timeout. You throw the ball and you don't complete it, you're going to stop the clock. So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. If you're Maynard, how much risk do you want to put into this drive? Do you risk giving the ball back to the Bernardians, or you try to do the safe thing and maybe pick up another first down and get out of this quarter with no more damage?
They face a second down and 9, ball located at their own 37-yard line, coming right to left.
Because, let's reflect. Since 10:45, Maynard hasn't scored.
Yes.
So, Bernardians have played a good, strong defensive game after that first play from scrimmage.
Shotgun set, checking in motion out of the backfield. It's Hirsch. Back to pass, screen, thrown right at the line, complete for Sam Hills. Hills crosses the 45. His feet slide out from underneath him again at midfield. It's enough for a Tiger first down. Clock stops temporarily, 1:17 to play here in the second quarter while they reset the sticks. Once they blow it ready for play, it would begin a timeout spent on the field.
I'm guessing Maynard probably took that one after picking up that first down. Completely changes their whole offensive philosophy.
Indeed it does. And once again, Bill Thomas, Hills struggling a little bit on the natural surface. Now the Tigers also have a natural surface on their facility, so they're not unused to playing on traditional, dare I say, grass and mud. And these fields, by the way, given everything that was talked about coming in, the fields are in phenomenal shape.
Absolutely, absolutely. But, every field's different. When it comes to the synthetic turf, it's like running on a carpet. But every natural surface field has its own nuances, its own little pitch, its little turfs and tufts here. So you're on an unfamiliar surface, but still a good job there, the pitch and catch. I don't know why high schools don't run more screens like that, where you can just leak a running back out with a couple of linemen, and most of the defense is running around, after the first couple of seconds, lost their assignments. But that's two screens we've seen Maynard run tonight, both with great success.
Kate, we're closing in on halftime here. You'll have a full stat recap coming up, but I have to say the passing yards for Maynard is going to be the thing that's going to stand out to this point in the first half.
Yeah, right now passing yardage for Connor Capone from the quarterback spot. He's 4 of 7. He's got a total of 57 yards passing so far. He's completed 57% of his passes. His long has been for 18. He's averaging 14.3 yards per pitch and catch.
First down and 10 right at midfield and out of the Tiger timeout. Single back up under center, it's Capone. Play action fake, rolls out. He's got time, throws downfield, a little long of his intended target in Hills, and it will fall incomplete, stopping the clock with 1:09 to play in the second quarter. And here comes that discussion, Bill Thomas. Now because your philosophy changes, it looks reachable. Now you throw a couple more passes and you leave a little more time on the clock.
Exactly right, because if this play's not of any great success, the Bernardians are probably going to call a timeout. Now they're looking for the 2-for-1. We'll have to see. This is a big play. This could be the biggest play of the half for Maynard right here as far as determining the outcome of the game.
Second and 10 from their side of midfield. Pistol set, Hirsch behind Capone and 3 receivers flanked out in the formation. Play action fake, back to pass, throws into the line, finds Hirsch. He's wrapped up in the backfield and loses 2 yards on the play. A third down and 12, and the clock continues to run under a minute here in the first half.
Jacob Bance, we haven't called his number much, but he's got his eyes on that screen pass. He got burned a couple of times, and that's probably his assignment, that middle of the field right there. And he stayed with the running back that time, Hirsch, and came up empty. Tackled him in the field of play. Bernardian's allowing the clock to run here, but I guess they're pretty happy here at 13-7.
Indeed they are. Tigers will have to run one more play. They will not have to run another one after this down. Shotgun set in the backfield is Hirsch. 4 receivers split out wide evenly. The snap, Capone, the give for Hirsch, takes it straight through the middle of the field, crossing the 50-yard line and dragged down around the 48. Gains a handful, it'll bring up 4th down. Bernardians could choose to force them to punt. They're not going to. Final 10 seconds here before halftime. Coming up at the half, Kate's got a first half stat recap. We check some scores of games in action around the region on this Friday night. We'll have our player of the first half as well as preview second half action with Bill Thomas's mid-game adjustments. Halftime here at the historic Bernardian Bowl. The score, St. Bernard's 13, Maynard 7. More to come here on the K-Zone. Bank Hometown at the half is next. This is high school football on the K-Zone. More to come here on the K-Zone. Bank Hometown at the half is next. This is high school football on the K-Zone. Time for Bank Hometown at the half here on the K-Zone, brought to you by Bank Hometown's free checking account that works for you with free bill pay, mobile check deposits, and over 4,000 free ATMs. Visit bankhometown.com or stop in to their convenient Leominster branch on Sac Boulevard. To open a free checking account, earn up to $200 and unlock your potential. Bank Hometown, member FDIC. Bank Hometown at the half, our score, St. Bernard's 13 and Maynard 7. An interesting first half of action. Kate's going to recap it all for you. Maynard scores on the first play from scrimmage in action, an 80-yard touchdown run for Thomas Hirsch, and hasn't scored since. The Bernardians have controlled the football. We'll get an update from Kate here in a moment on just how much time of possession they have controlled in this one, but scoring opened with the Tigers in an 80-yard touchdown run, and they have been fairly neutral in their advance of the football ever since. Time for our first half recap. It's brought to you by ClearPath for Veterans New England, supported by Northeast Insurance Agency, supporting ClearPath for Veterans New England's Community Center at Devens, supports families and provides connections to the latest in wellness options. We owe it to them to do our part by supporting them. Donate now at clearpathne.org. This message brought to you by Northeast Insurance Agency. Kate, ClearPath for Veterans New England, supported by Northeast Insurance Agency, brings us your first half recap.
All right, let's do team totals first. Obviously, right now, St. Bernard's on top of Maynard 13-7. Team totals in this one, St. Bernard's a total of 135 yards of offense, all of which have come from their rushing attack. That's not to say they have not attempted a few passes, but all of their offensive yardage coming on the ground in their 25 plays. They have 7 first downs and 1 turnover. On Maynard's side of the ball, 165 yards of offense. 55 of those have come from their aerial attack, 110 yards as a team on the ground in 23 plays. They've got 8 first downs and 1 turnover. Now let's take a look at individual notable statistics for Maynard. From the running back spot, Thomas Hirsch right now, 10 rushes, 127 yards. He's averaging 12.7 yards per carry. Others right now, Aiden Young has a carry. Owen Cato has 2 carries. Connor Capone got flushed out of the pocket and was just absolutely trounced in the backfield with the errant shotgun snap for a loss of 22. So that contributes to just 110 yards of offense on the ground. Now, Connor Capone from the aerial attack, pitching and catching, he's completed 5 of 9 passing attempts, which is 56% of his passes for a total of 55 yards in the air. The 1 touchdown from Maynard came with 11:45 remaining in the first quarter. It was the 80-yard touchdown rush by Thomas Hirsch from the first play from the line of scrimmage while they were in their first offensive drive of the day. Now let's take a look at St. Bernard's side of the ball. Individual notable statistics for the Bernardians. Tyler Thibodeau, 12 rushes, 36 yards as long as for 9. He's averaging 3 yards per carry. In addition, Damian Jones out of the backfield. He has 10 touches for 94 yards. Wyatt Bingham picked up a 5-yard scamper as well. Wyatt also has 2 passing attempts but has not completed either of them yet. The 2 touchdowns for the Bernardians, the first coming with 8 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It was a 3-yard touchdown rush by Tyler Thibodeau. Extra point there is good. Then, with 3 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the second quarter, there was a 15-yard touchdown rush by Damian Jones. Unfortunately for the Bernardians, the extra point is blocked. So you have 13-7 right now, Bernardians on top of Maynard. The other thing to note, time of possession right now favoring St. Bernard's, 13 minutes to 11 minutes in the time of possession battle. Now, one last thing before I send it back to Todd. Once again, we've been hanging out with DJ Derek Drown, and he's been giving us his playlist from some of the guest spots on his Rockin' the Berg midday show on Fridays. So I just want to give you a quick rundown of the first and second quarter bumps back to us. So we left off Helen by the Stone Road Band, Come Clean by Point the Finger, Black Velvet Pants by Cowboy Mark Bell, and Gimme Gimme by John Malcuso and Wingy Malmsteen. Todd Robbins, back to you.
And thank you, Casey Kasem, for giving us the top 40 rundown here at the half. 13-7, Bernardians on top of Tigers here on the K-Zone. Time now for a check of the halftime scoreboard. It's brought to you by Great Road Farm and Garden. Tune in every Saturday morning at 11 for the Great Road Farm and Garden Garden America radio show, featuring the latest in gardening trends. You can get your gardening needs met locally at Great Road Farm and Garden on Great Road in Littleton. Let's take a look at that halftime scoreboard. What's going on out there around the region this evening? Whole bunch of games going on in action right now. None, of course, are reporting, but here's what is in action right now. We'll get you some scores, hopefully, as we get closer to the second half kickoff. St. John's is at Zavarian. Fitchburg is at Oakmont. West Boylston at Clinton. Northbridge is at South Hadley, and Sutton is at Millbury. Then coming up tomorrow, a whole bunch of action out there on the Saturday slate. Murdoch travels to Quabbin, Lunenburg over to Gardner, Quabog at Narragansett. All those games, by the way, being played at Gardner High School. Valley Tech is at Uxbridge, Bay Path's at David Prouty, and Quabog is at Narragansett. All that action coming up tomorrow as well. Officially wrapping up action in the Fall 2 season. Meanwhile, here at the Bernardian Bowl, halftime score, St. Bernard's 13. And Maynard 7. Time now for our unrivaled moment of the first half. It's brought to you by Sterling Rare Coins and Collectibles, your local dealer. See them if you're buying or selling. Family owned and recommended by banks. Dunkin' Donuts Plaza, Route 12 in Sterling, or by phone at 978-422-8228 at Sterling Rare Coins and Collectibles. Their business is money. Bill Thomas, their business is money at Sterling Rare Coins and Collectibles. Your business is unrivaled moments of the first half. I mean, certainly got to think about that first play from scrimmage for Thomas Hirsch. What else did you see?
I didn't think about it too long. You know, you want to talk about one individual effort. You know, that one really stood out as far as the first play from scrimmage. You know, Bernardian's looking up at a 7-0 scoreboard 15 seconds into the game. But, you know, that has to be the one individual play. But let's look at what the Bernardians defense did as a whole. They had their moment from 10:45 on for the rest of the first quarter and the second quarter, as it shows by Maynard wasn't able to score again. But it is not too often a running back starts off by ripping off an 80-yard run. Memorable moment there for young Mr. Hirsch, and something he can talk about the rest of his life.
Indeed, he can say he went after a team that going into the game was perfect, had not lost a football game in their season, and the very first time he touched the football, he ran by them all. I mean, literally ran by 11 players on his way to an 80-yard touchdown run to open the football game. Time now for our mid-game adjustments. They're brought to you by Builders Surplus in Lunenburg. Builders Surplus has a great selection of first-quality building materials at prices you will like. Online at builders-surplus.com or stop by at 29 Summer Street. You know what you need. Get it at Builders Surplus for less. Bill Thomas, if you are Maynard and you are approaching this second half of action, what are your Builders Surplus mid-game adjustments?
Well, they got to figure out how to crack that Bernardians defense. You know, after being hit with that quick 7-0 on that first play from scrimmage, Bernardians stiffened up. And, you know, they stopped Maynard at the 35-yard line there and got a turnover on downs. The defense has been strong when it's needed to be. And I think that if you're looking at a mid-game adjustment, second half adjustment, Maynard's got to find a way to score, because they had one electrifying play, and the rest of it was really an average first half, if you want to look at the totality of how first half turned out for them.
That's a fair assessment, as the third 12-minute interval is listed on the board here at the Bernardian Bowl, and here comes Abrao Alencar to tee up the football to start the second half of action. Second half kickoff brought to you by Manny's Appliances. With warm weather here, it's grilling season, and time to stop by Manny's Appliances for the latest in Weber grills, in stock now and fully assembled. Buy the best from Manny's at 120 Hamilton Street, Leominster, the official appliance dealer of the Worcester Red Sox.
Of note, Damian Jones is not out there on the kickoff return team that I can see, not as a deep man at the very least.
That may be him, Bill Thomas, over here at the 10-yard line. Yep, they're now
there
changing
he is,
positions
right there. You're right.
as Alencar approaches the football. They switch spots, and Alencar goes away. Yes, he does. Script up short, It was touched by Muller, rolled to Thibodeau, and Thibodeau gets steamrolled at the 32-yard line, and that's where the Bernardians will have the football.
I think Damien had his numbers scrunched up there. He didn't want them to know that he was out there either. But,
Fooled you, Bill Thomas.
And then they run a shift right there for the kickoff. And I think that created some confusion there with the Maynard kickoff team.
Indeed, it may have. It also, I think, caused some confusion with the Bernardians kickoff
Could
team
have.
as well.
The ball
Everybody
never got
fooled
anywhere.
everybody.
The ball never got anywhere near him, and it hasn't on the kickoffs that Maynard has had. So they should just pull everybody up and try to field that ground ball at this point.
Dare him to kick it to him. 4 seconds into this third quarter. Here come the Bernardians. 1st and 10 at their own 32, coming left to right. Snap and the give is for Jones. Jones bounces it off the left of the formation. Check at the right. Crossing the 35, angled across the 40, and out of bounds shy of the 45. At the 44-yard line, one play for Jones. Gains plenty and a first down.
Yeah, nice job angling off behind his blockers there, following the tight end and getting a nice solid 10-plus yard gain. But just to go back to that kickoff situation, in a perfect world, the Bernardians won't have to worry about fielding any more kickoffs, as far as what they're looking at for the rest of the game.
I would agree. 1st down and 10 to go. Ball at their own 44, coming left to right. Wing T set up under center Bingham. Carries the ball low on the snap with the fake. Now keeps it himself. Runs it around right end. Crossing the 45. Midfield, he had to throw on the brakes, and the linebackers caught him. Drove him out of bounds there. Looked like the linebacker, Jake Puntoni, got to him first.
But a pickup of 8 for Wyatt. Don't count him out.
Yeah, Brendan Bogner in there, too. We were wondering if he was playing hurt or, a little gimpy because he hasn't been assuming what we thought were his regular kicking duties, but he's definitely showing up on defense.
Gains 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2 to go across midfield at the 47-yard line of the Tigers at right hash. Just about 45 seconds into this third quarter. Clock stopped as Bingham went out of bounds. Shows a double wing set here, and now up under center. Motion man is early. The snap, the give was to Thibodeau. First man to the hole, grabbed by the defense, and down he goes. After a short gain on the play, Jamie Oliphant got to him first from the defensive end spot.
Yeah, no surprise there that no fooling, I should say, Maynard right there, and the defense staying home, not being tricked up by that man in motion, and doing a good job fighting off the block right there for a short gain.
Once again, the Bernardians likely here going to call Tyler Thibodeau's number in this third and very short. They're going to need to count on him to get that short yardage in order to continue to move the sticks for them.
Up under center, it's Bingham. First man through, gets the handoff. It's Thibodeau. Got some room and a first down across the 45, then the 40, down at the 38-yard line. Solid gain for Thibodeau through the middle and got himself plenty for the Bernardian first down into Tiger territory.
Bill Thomas, we call that low-hanging fruit, right, sir? I learned from you.
Well, when the obvious is staring you in the face, you can't deny what you're about to see.
See, and I thought I was prolific.
And what would have surprised me was Bingham dropping back there and trying to complete a pass on 3rd down, but you got to take advantage of your strength, and the Bernardians do a great job of it.
1st and 10 Bernardians at the Tiger 38-yard line. Bingham with the snap, and the give is for Jones. Jones going the wrong way downfield, back across the 40, taken down and around the 42-yard line. Point of farthest progress is back to the 40, which is a loss of 2. So call it 2nd down and 12 now at the Tiger 40-yard line going left to right.
Yeah, Jones ran into a mess right there. Blockers on the ground and, basically tearing him out to having to step on people to gain any additional yardage and allowed the defense to catch up to him and a loss of yardage right there on that first down sweep.
To the line come the Bernardians on 2nd down and 12 from the Tiger 40. This is Thibodeau again, gets the handoff from Bingham. This time bounces it to the right of the center, crosses the 40-yard line, falls back to about the 39.
This drive is all of a sudden just stalled.
Indeed it has. It just feels like it lost all momentum in the overall process. Official gives a little warning to the Tigers as he spots the football there, either for playing maybe a little bit past the whistle there or getting a little spunky.
Could be, but I think the Maynard defense is feeling spunky within itself. Some success here. Hobbs doing a good job teaming up with Brogner on that last tackle. They're feeling it right now starting this third quarter.
3rd and 11, the snap and the sweet pitch put in the hands of the motion man. It was Jones. Jones across the 35, gets popped at the 33-yard line, and that turns his momentum to the sideline. Stops the clock at 8:47 to play here in the third quarter, and now a 4th down and 6 to go at the Tiger 33-yard line, going left to right for the Bernardians.
No hesitation right here. It looks like the offense is staying on the field for the Bernardians. You know, we've seen this before. They feel good about the way their defense is playing. Not afraid to take a chance right here on 4th and long. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, they need the Tiger, looks like 27-yard line for the first down.
0 of 1 on 4th down so far tonight of the Bernardians.
2 receivers to the left of the formation. Snap, give it to Jones. Jones has got some room, angled forward, but nowhere to go. He stopped shy of the 30-yard line and down at the Tiger 31. Big hit on the play for Jake Pontoni, the linebacker. He got penetration and got to Jones, dropped him for the turnover on downs.
Yeah, that front seven's feeling it right now, and that's probably the most successful series you know, as far as stopping the rush that the Bernardians been throwing at them all night there. First rush was for a loss. The 2 of them next 3 rushes, you know, limited to less than 10 yards right there. Good job by the Maynard defense to open the second half.
Tigers got the football. 1st and 10 at their own 32, coming right to left. Snap and the give is for Hirsch. And Hirsch finds some room off the left of the formation. Crossing their own 35, dragged up shy of their own 40, but it is a gain of 8 right out of the chute. 2nd down and 2 to go at their own 39.
This becomes the difficulty, Bill Thomas, for the Bernardians. If the rushing attack for Maynard starts to feel it the same way that their defensive line is, St. Bernard's is going to have their hands full maintaining this 6-point lead.
Hurst busting it up the middle there nicely and putting Maynard in a nice 2nd and short position right here. Pretty much opens up the field for anything they want to do.
As the sun starts to fall below the horizon line here at the Bernardian Bowl, the lights are on. 2nd down and 2 to go. The snap, there's a collision between Caponi and Hirsch. Hirsch got the handoff, found some room crossing the 40, leads forward toward the 45, and it's enough for a Tiger first down and great concentration by Thomas Hirsch, not to be denied by his own player.
Yeah, Caponi almost took him down in that exchange and somehow able to maintain his balance and keep his knee off the ground. You know, all he had to do was touch and he would have been down, but a great job to turn that not only from a busted play, but to a positive play leading to a first down.
I'm giving Caponi half a tackle on that.
Understandably so. 1st and 10 from their own 45, and the snap this time. Good clean handoff this time from Caponi to Hirsch. Takes it to the right of the formation, leans toward midfield, gains 6, 2nd down and 4 to go.
Maynard doing a good job right here, and you know, the best way to play defense is to stay on offense right now. Although your defensive team did just come off the field after a good series, you know, give your offense some momentum, but give your defense a chance to talk about how that last series led to success and hopefully put some points on the board for you to work with.
Got a favorable spot to the Bernardian 49.5-yard line. So it's a 2nd down and a long 4 here. Pistol set this time, 2 backs in the backfield, joining Caponi. The give this time was for Young. Young bounced it to the right, and he found a whole bunch of gold and blue. Down he goes.
Not much happening right there. Trying to catch the Bernardians looking in the wrong direction there and come up with a new number. But left side of the Bernardians, front 4, front 7 there, we're ready for it. Looks like led by Connor Smith.
Officially recorded as no gain on the play. Passing the 6:20 mark here in the 3rd quarter. Tigers need 4. They need to move the football to the Bernardian 45-yard line for the first down as they continue from right to left. Single back, deep, up under center Caponi. The snap, the pitch for Hirsch. Hirsch races to the edge, crosses the 45-yard line and dragged down at the Bernardian 43 with another Tiger first down.
A couple of good blocks out there in the edge. Look like 2-way lineman there, Jake Pontoni out there leading the way, help him gain the corner, leading to another Maynard first down.
From his left guard spot, pulling there.
Hirsch has been incredibly impressive when he builds up that head of steam. He's got that speed. He's kind of in between a Jones and a Thibodeau. He's got some good speed to get to the outside. Not explosive the way that we see Jones, but very impressive getting up ahead of steam and battering his way for 6.
They fake the pitch back to him this time, give it to Young, coming back on the short angle from the slot spot. Young will take it to the right of the formation and be wrapped down just shy of the 40-yard line. They give him the 40 for the full gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 as we check the time and temperature. It's brought to you by Chapdelaine Truck Center. The right truck can make your job easier, and Chapdelaine Truck Center has been selling and servicing commercial trucks since 1969. Chapdelaine has the best selection of pre-owned and commercial trucks, period. Stop by Route 2A in Lunenburg or online at chaptruck.com. Mentioned moments ago, we've lost the sun here to the horizon line here at the Bernardian Bowl as we pass under the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. 54 degrees under fair skies with that light breeze continuing from right to left across the field. Feels like 49 degrees at 7:12 on a Friday night, April the 23rd. On second down and 8, the snap and the give this time is Hirsch. Hirsch out to the left side with some room, across the 40, the 35, and dragged up right around the 30-yard line, and another Tiger first down.
Good job by Maynard using that quick pitch there, allowing Hirsch to use that good first step to gain some speed, gain the edge, give him a little bit of advantage out there, try to get by the initial wave of tacklers, and doing a great job of it. And I think that taking a lesson out of the Bernardians playbook in the way they're using Damian Jones with that quick pitch, and they've turned it around and using Hirsch much the same way.
The ability to keep the Bernardians off the field has been successful for the Tigers, but they need to score on this possession. Young checks in motion. 2 fakes, and now the rollout for Capone. Throws into the second level. Pass is complete for the tight end, Andrews. Across the 25-yard line, down across the 20, and down around the 18 with another Tiger first down on the rollout from Capone to Andrews.
Great job by the Tigers there to flood that zone with 2 receivers and only 1 defender out there. He had to decide who to cover. He was covering the up man, just kind of lobbed it over his head and led to a first down right there.
And that completion is the 6th completed pass from Capone. He's now completed passes to 3 different receivers. Hills, Andrews, and Hirsch all have 2 completed passes to each of them. Maynard could become very dangerous on offense if they're able to get a steady passing game going as well.
1st and 10 at the Bernardian 19. Here's the snap for Capone. Give it to Hirsch. Takes it to the left this time. Slips a couple of defenders crossing the line of scrimmage and moves his way forward to the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Hirsch now with 169 yards on the ground as well in his 16 attempts. He's averaging just over 10.6 yards per carry.
They officially give him the 14-yard line at left hash. And all of a sudden, Maynard's got a little bit of momentum here. Things are clicking as they're moving their way down the field, and you can feel the plays are coming in a little bit quicker from the sideline, Kate.
This drive already 5.5 minutes long, and this is the 10th play of this drive coming up on this play.
Hirsch, the deep single back in the formation. 3 receivers bunched tight off the left edge. Up under center, it's Capone. The snap, give it to Hirsch. Races away from that trips, over to the right of the formation, crossing the 10, wrapped up at the 9, and right at the mark for the first down. Officials have not signaled yet. The chain started to move, and now they will hold the spot. The officials will take a look, and the mark is first down and goal to go for the Tigers at the Bernardian 9-yard line.
I'm not going to lie to you, but it's been a little bit laissez-faire across the field. The wing official on the far side, he's not running at all. So the chains are having to anticipate his movement because he will not hustle to his spot. And so they're having to anticipate what it is that he wants. And they tried to anticipate there, and he actually got to a spot and asked him to wait a second.
Indeed he did, and up under center. Here's Capone on 1st and goal. The give is for Hirsch. Takes it to the left. Gets stood up at the 5-yard line and wrapped up down at the 4. It'll be a 2nd down and goal to go from the Bernardian 4-yard line as the Tiger drive continues to move. Under 2 minutes to play here in a fast-moving third quarter that has involved each team touching the ball 1 time. Bernardian started with it, didn't go very far. Tigers have had it ever since, and they are looking to strike. 2nd and goal from the Bernardian 4. The snap from Capone. The pitch for Hirsch. Races for left edge. Around the 5-yard line. One-on-one wrapped up and taken down there. And taken down on the play by Harvey Early, stepping up from that defensive back spot.
Yeah, the Bernardians were determined not to get beat to the edge right there. I think they saw something coming in that formation and got out there before the running back did and met him at the line of scrimmage. Looks like possibly about a 2-yard loss right there. Gives Maine a little more field to work with, but we'll have to see what they come up with here on 3rd down.
A team that is run-based but has thrown the ball well today. Will they throw on 3rd and goal from the Bernardian 6-yard line, or do they hold that for a potential 4th down play?
13th play of the drive coming up here for the Tigers.
Shotgun set, trips to the right, back to pass. It's Capone looking for Hirsch out of the backfield, in and out of his hands, and incomplete. Wyatt Bingham all over him in the pass coverage.
Nice job right there, staying with his man coming out of the backfield. And, you know, they've been running that screen where they've been trying to leak the running back out, mostly in the middle, and they've been very successful. First time they tried to get him out in the flat, but Bingham was all over it.
Clock stopped on the incompletion, 1:07 to play here in the third quarter. 4th down and goal to go for the Tigers at the Bernardian 6-yard line. Can they make this extended drive pay off? Capone is up under center. The snap, play action fake. Capone rolls hard, throws to the goal line. It is intercepted at the goal line. And who is it? Damian Jones, who's racing down the numbers. The 30, go 40 now midfield. The other 40, now 30, 20, and all the way to the end. It's pick 6 for Damian Jones. 100 yards, goal line to goal line for Jones with the interception and 6 points.
I'm going to give him more than 100, Todd. I think he was in the end zone. I'm thinking kneel down right there, Damian. And no, there's no giving up, and that kid brings it back over. We're going to just call it over 100 yards. You talk about a career memory. We've seen a few of them from Damian Jones. That might top them all.
Add another to that one. It was an interception at or around the goal line. He had the room down the numbers, Bill Thomas, and he just ran away from everybody.
And he's just giving Howie something to talk about come Sunday morning because Damian's going to be the special guest on
Indeed he is.
Scholastic Sports Zone.
This Sunday, 11 to noon, you can hear from Damian Jones, and he can tell you how that all looked from his perspective. Right here on AM 1280, 105.3 FM and WPKZstream.com. 47 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Bernardians' lead is now 19 to 7.
For 2 here.
They are going to go for 2. Bingham is up under center. Snap, give it to Jones. Jones found a closed door there. Now moving laterally to the right, racing to the pylon, reaches in, and he is in. 8 points in total, 2-point conversion good. It's a pick 6 plus 2 for Damian Jones. 47 seconds left here in the third quarter, and it's St. Bernard's 21 and Maynard 7.
Talk about a dagger. Oh, my God. Maynard about to score, and now looking at a 2-score deficit.
And it looked like just an eventuality. The Tigers were marching the ball systematically down the field, and they were going to punch it in.
It was inevitable. They were going to score. You know, Bernardians were playing back on their heels. Got cute a little bit there at the end of that drive with a couple of passes. Both of them fell incomplete. Both of them, let's give Bernardians credit, defended well.
And the difficulty here is a play like that could break Maynard in this game. Their offense has been exceptional. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to score. They've been able to drive the ball downfield. That was an 8-minute
They've got yards, but you don't win with yards in time for possession.
Exactly right. Not only they have yards, they have extensive time of possession. They're moving the ball downfield, and then they're getting themselves in situations where they're either 4th and short, they turn the ball over on downs, or in that situation, the 4-yard line, they throw the interception, and Damian Jones with that electric and just unbelievable speed able to make them pay. And that's one of the things, if you go up against St. Bernard's, they can sniff any weakness that you have, and they can exploit it because they're just that good.
And it's all Damian Jones.
Well, let's think
for
about
8
this.
points on that one.
You keep the Bernardians offense off the field. You keep the ball out of Damian Jones' hands. He steps up on defense and says, I'm taking it anyway.
And still finds a way
Finds
to
a
find
way
the
to
football.
score.
Von Randall, ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left, sends the kick from left to right into a still breeze. It will be returned from the Tiger 20-yard line. Finds some room with Owen Cato, cross the 25, then the 30, 35, and dragged up just about the 40-yard line of the Tigers. They will give them the 40. 1st and 10 Tigers, their own 40-yard line coming right to left once again. Now chasing 14, 37 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Just unreal.
From our Walker Orthodontics mobile broadcast booth, I'm Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Is someone in your pod not sleeping well? Talk to Walker Orthodontics in Lunenburg, a pioneer in advanced airway orthodontics at 978-345-7988 or online at drwalker.com. Walker Orthodontics is your first step to a better night's sleep. 1st down and 10 from the Tiger 40-yard line. The snap and the give is for Hirsch. Bounces it to the outside, cross the 45, and right up at midfield. Taken down, but with a Tiger first down.
Bill Thomas, that play, Hirsch had only one more man to beat. And basically a touchdown-saving tackle there by none other than Damian Jones in the defensive backfield. And without him right now, St. Bernard's would be lost.
He was still, Hirsch would still been running.
Yep.
1st and 10 at midfield. Capone the snap, puts it in the hands of Hirsch. Stood up at the line with nowhere to go. They do give him a gain of 1 to the Bernardian 49-yard line, and that's the way the third quarter will end. Teams will change ends, the all-important fourth and final quarter when we come back. Bernardians 21, Tigers 7. Conclusion when we continue. This is high school football on the K-Zone. Bernardians 21, Tigers 7. Conclusion when we continue. This is high school football on the K-Zone. Back to the Bernardian Bowl as teams change ends for the all-important fourth and final quarter. Tigers now going from left to right at the Bernardian 49-yard line, and up under center it's Capone. Put it in the hands of Hirsch. Hirsch spun at the line, then a second time, and there was nowhere to go. Nothing but blue and gold clogging the holes right at the line of scrimmage.
Bernardian's defense showing a little bit renewed energy right here.
We call that a spark.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, you know, after a turnaround like that, you know, expect the momentum to change. You'll see if the Bernardians can hold on to it now.
3rd down and 9, shotgun set for Capone. Back to pass, got some time hanging in the pocket. Looks over the middle, snared out of the air by Hills. Crossing the 45 and angled toward the Bernardian 40. They mark him down at the Bernardian 41-yard line, which will put him a yard shy of a first down and in 4-down territory for Coach Nick Pilecki and the Tigers.
And Tyler Thibodeau had a handful of jersey there, and there was no getting away. Dropped him just before the 40, which would have led to a first down. Pretty favorable spot right there. I thought he had him on the number, but closer to the line to gain. We'll have to see.
Note Bill Thomas, Damian Jones coming out of the game, walking a little like Captain Hook. He's got a little bit of a peg leg as he walks to the sideline.
Maynard 0 of 1 on 4th down thus far in the game, and we have a flag on this play.
Yeah, and kills the play. Coach Bingham is enthused. It is. It's procedure against the Tigers. So from 4th down and a half a yard, now to 4th down and 5.5 yards.
And let's not to be overly encouraging, but the Damian's acting like he's got a cramp, and he's getting worked on like he's got a thigh cramp or a high calf cramp. So hopefully we'll see him back out there next round of offense.
He looks uncomfortable, Bill Thomas,
Well,
but yeah, he is. He's trying to pound some
he's
Gatorade
biting
over here on the
his
near
finger.
sideline.
Yeah,
Gain the
juice box.
electrolytes.
Yeah, something.
Meanwhile, 4th down, 5.5. Ball back across the Bernardian 45 at the 45.5 yard line, and it's a shotgun snap for Capone. 2 fakes, now under duress, throwing on the run, looking downfield and out of the reach of 2 receivers, incomplete. Owen Cato was the deepest, Sam Hill was the underneath route, brought 2 defenders downfield with him. It was Bingham and Mancini down there in pass coverage,
And
Kate.
Bill Thomas, one of the things we have to remember now, turnover on downs on this offensive drive. The previous offensive drive was an interception. The offensive drive before that for the Tigers ends at halftime, and the offensive drive before that was an 11-play drive that ends in not able to convert on 4th down.
Turnover
They
and
have
downs.
not had any type of production since their first offensive play of the game. They haven't been able to make anything click since
Well,
then.
everything's been between the 20s,
Yep.
except for that one they got down 4th down at the 2. But Bernardian's doing a good job keeping between the 20s.
1st and 10 from their own 45 for the Bernardians going right to left. Thibodeau got the handoff, crossed the 45, and drove his legs forward to the 48-yard line. Gains 3, 2nd down and 7 as we pass the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter. St. Bernard's with the 21-7 lead. And let's talk about our peak performer of the second half. It's brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service. Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service can get you ready for spring with new tires, brakes, exhaust systems, or your seasonal service needs. Let brothers John and Mike Viola help you stay on the road and in the game. Open 8 to 6, Monday through Friday on Boulder Drive in downtown Fitchburg. Online at violatire.net. Coming up after this play, 2nd down and 7. Bingham the snap, play action fake, roll out, shot put downfield, looking for the tight end Smith. It's overshot and incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 to go. Bill Thomas as Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service brings us our peak performer of the second half.
Well, do we have to put this out for debate?
No.
No.
10.
10.
10.
Damian
And
Jones.
he's back on the field as we start to talk about him. Damian Jones, just what an electric player he is. You know, we've seen it time and time again on offense, on kick returns, special teams. Now he shows us the same electricity on defense. You know, we've seen it time and time again on
3rd down and long right now for the Bernardians. They've got to get something going or they're going to be 3 and out.
And Bingham's up under center. The give is to Jones. He ran in, now lost the football out his back pocket. He has to dive back on it, back across the Bernardian 40 and down at the 37-yard line. Major loss on the play. Brings up 4th down and just about 20. Be 4th down and about 18 back at the 38-yard line.
I think it's time to play field position.
Yeah, it led to a loss in yardage there, but the good thing is Damian back on the field there for that play. He's got his helmet on. He's ready to go. Yeah, it's a good time to play some field position right here, Kate, and utilize that leg of Randall.
And here comes Von Randall, standing back in punt formation, right about his own 27-yard line. Got a bullet of a snap, got some room, stepping out to his right, and got the punt off with a Bernardian bounce from the Tiger 30, still rolling, and Wyatt Bingham encouraging it to roll a little more. And it's officially touchdown at the Tiger 15-yard line. Long field for Coach Pilecki and crew, going left to right from their own 15 as the clock continues to run at 8:45 and counting here in the fourth quarter.
Why is it running during the change of
That's
possession?
an excellent question. As it is still,
I have an answer, but
as
I'm gonna
it's
keep my mouth
still
shut.
running on the change of possession.
Maybe the officials got somewhere to go. But, you know, you look at the net on that punt. We're talking about close to 50 yards right there. You know, they punted from their 40, I believe.
And the clock
inside
now
40.
stops at 8:31 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Had to have been about 20 seconds there, just
Peeled off the
chopped off.
clock, just
Chopped
off
off.
into the oblivion. Indeed. Back to pass, throwing the screen toward the line was Capone. He looks over the middle for Hills. It's incomplete.
I mean, it's successful a couple of times on that. You know the defense is going to be looking for it. You know, and I think the last 2 times they tried to run that, Bernardian's defense have been all over it. Once again, since that opening 80-yard burst there,
And-
Maine has been kept between, I said the 20s earlier, I think more like the 30s. I don't know if they've ventured inside the 30 on any drive, other than that one where they were stopped down inside the 5.
And Bill Thomas, the interesting thing here is that their offensive drives have been lengthy. And so the difficulty here is that other than that first offensive play, they've shown that they need to take up a lot of clock in order to have a touchdown strike. They don't have a lot of time left to make it up.
Capone back to pass on 2nd and 10, running out of room, and down he goes, sacked back at the 5-yard line.
Not only running out of room, he put the ball on the ground right there, and I'm going to give credit to a recovery there of Aiden Hobbs. He looked like he jumped on the ball right there at the last second.
That's a loss of 10.
And now facing 3rd down and long. They need their own 25 for the first down. They'll snap back from their own 5, so they face a 3rd down and 20.
You know, and just to expand on your thought, Kate,
Yes,
they've
do.
been productive in their drives, but they haven't been producing
Correct.
the results.
Correct, Amundo. Every single time they get down toward the end of one of their drives, something happens. They get into a position where they put themselves in 4th down territory and they've not been successful, or they get all the way down to the 4-yard line and they chalk it up to the most electric player on the other side in the defensive backfield. So right now they need to make something happen.
3rd and 20. Back to pass Capone in his own end zone. Throws a strike complete to the 20-yard line for Hills. Eludes a defender to the 25, first down. Got some room to the 30, go 35, and dragged down at the 36-yard line. There's still a heartbeat on the Tigers' sideline. It's a gain of 21 for Capone to Hills.
That was definitely moving the chains right there, but got them out of the shadow of their goal line. And, you know, they're looking at 4th down right there, and something tells me that even if they had the punt right there, field position was going to be working against them. Gives them a little spark right here.
Under the 7-minute mark here in the 4th quarter, and Capone back to pass on 1st and 10 with some room. Now flushed out of the pocket. Sets to the left, numbers, throws, deflected twice, and incomplete. Intended receiver downfield. Looked like it was Pat Andrews, the tight end, going into the boundary at the left.
Yeah, and it looked like number 9, Javi Early, one of the biggest kids out there. He plays out there on that right side on defense, getting his arms up and creating a deflection.
Bill, Todd, I know that Capone has been flushed out of the pocket. He's been rolling both to his left and to his right, but he's clearly an incredible athlete. He makes that look so easy, being flushed out, having to roll outside of the pocket, continue his progressions, elude defenders, and make really great passes. He's quite a heck of an athlete.
2nd and 10 from their own 35. The snap and the give is for Hirsch. Hirsch takes it left to the numbers, bowls over a defender to midfield and out of bounds with a Tiger 1st down on a gain of 15. 6:46 and counting as the play goes out of bounds. They'll stop the clock. 21-7, St. Bernard's with the lead. Let's check our in-game update. It's brought to you by Ryan Logan, your local Charles River insurance partner, with access to the products to protect you and your business for 2021 and beyond. Learn more at charlesriverinsurance.com or contact Ryan at 978-343-6946. Updates coming after this play. 1st down and 10 from midfield. The give is for Young. Young finds some room, bounces it out across the 40 and spun down at the Bernardian 35-yard line, and it's another Tiger 1st down. Scores from around the region right now. This is one that will interest our audience joining us. Zavarian on top of St. John's by a 49-13 score is a final. The Catholic Conference season has been a bumpy ride for the Pioneers of St. John's of Shrewsbury. Capone back to pass on 1st down and 10, looks deep down the left sideline, long and incomplete for the intended receiver downfield. It looked like it was Hirsch out of the backfield. So 49-13 the final there. Zavarian over St. John's in Catholic Conference action. Other scores around the region right now. West Boylston on top of Clinton by a 21-14 score in the last 10 minutes of the 4th quarter in that one.
Hirsch taking his time getting back to the huddle here. He is used up.
Yes.
And he's been their main weapon, not only in the rushing game, but been the main target in the passing game, too.
Well, let's take a look at that. 199 yards on 23 carries for Hirsch. He also has 2 receptions on the night.
Play action rollout for Capone on 2nd and 10. Looks right sideline this time, looking for Cato into the boundary. Tried to make the catch and kind of dangerously threw the ball back at the boundary line. See if somebody was behind him. Very dangerously could have been intercepted. Hits the ground harmlessly, incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10. And the ball at the Bernardian 35-yard line. High school football on the K-Zone brought to you by Bernard's Florist. Let Bernard's professional designers enhance your entranceway with seasonal planted containers. Bernard's can design and decorate your containers at Bernard Florist, located at 120 Central Ave Air, or we can schedule a site visit at your home or business. Bernard's Florist provides custom designs and seasonal rotation of planters to make your space welcoming and festive. Pass falls incomplete. It brings up 4th down.
Good job right there. Bernardian's defense reading that screen, trying to throw back across the grain right there, but Hirsch had been put on the ground. He was behind the line of scrimmage, so he was, could be blocked down, and he was. Nice job on the defensive end there by the Bernardians.
Which is going to leave Maynard with a 4th and 10 here. They are 0 of 2 on 4th down thus far tonight. Their first attempt was in their 3rd offensive drive, and then their last offensive drive, they had a 4th down attempt as well. 0 of 2 are the Tigers thus far.
And here they are, 4th and 10 from Bernardian 35. Back to pass. Capone launches middle of the field, laying out and making the interception at the 8-yard line is Wyatt Bingham. And he hands the ball to the official and races toward the near sideline to find Jones in celebration. Full extension interception for Wyatt Bingham.
That's the 2nd week in a row I think we've seen him haul in an interception like that, but let's look at the other side of it. He hasn't been able to complete a pass, but he found a way to create a completion to himself and he probably feels a lot better about that than any completion he could have had earlier in the game.
And we'll make that our play of the half, brought to you by Central Communication Systems. Don't trust your next AV or security system project to a novice. The experts at Central Communication Systems are the key communications provider for thousands of businesses around New England, including Worcester's new Polar Park. Learn more at central-inc.com. Since 1991, the region's communication systems expert, Central Communication Systems.
Now the Bernardians are just looking for first downs here with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the game. They just need to keep moving the sticks. The score on offense, they don't need it, 21-7. They just need the clock to continue to tick.
Thibodeau with the carry there over the 10-yard line to the 11. You know, and as I saw Bingham come over to the near sideline, came right to the coaching staff. His dad, of course, Coach Tom Bingham, waiting there on the sideline. And I do believe Coach Bingham did say to him, you know, making that interception inside of the 9-yard line is not in the best interest of the team. An incompletion would have been better. But then he did tap him on the helmet and congratulate him on the what will be kind of the exclamation point interception to close out his career as he gives the handoff to Jones. And Jones's helmet is off, so Jones will be coming out for a play as his helmet rolls tumbleweed style across the goal line behind him.
Say, Damien's done enough. He can afford to get a play off here. Looks like we're going to have a timeout. Maynard's trying to save some clock.
Yeah, 4:47 to play here in the fourth, and Coach Palicki stops the clock.
Wise.
Trailing by 14, a 21-7 score.
Looks like the Bernardians are going to pull. I thought the team was going to come out for a big team meeting, but Coach Bingham just out to have a few words with the officials during this timeout.
Gotta get a team meeting going on.
Timeout might have been just to go out there and to talk with the officials. Not, you know, I think the kids are doing a good job on their own, but Coach always likes to get a word in edgewise.
And there's a helmet walking away downfield. I have to wonder, oh, Jones has got his helmet back on his head.
Or
so
a friend's.
Well, he could be
gonna
wearing
say.
any helmet that might
Yeah.
fit okay.
Probably a
But
friend's.
I'm guessing there could be a helmet malfunction, but Jones isn't going to miss too much
The
playing
Who
time.
is missing?
The timeout, by the way, taken by Coach Palicki, will make Jones eligible to stay on the field because the timeout was called.
That
That
could have
hurts.
been, yeah, right. It's going to work to their advantage. Trying to see who's not.
Yeah, I'm trying
Who
to.
gave, it looked like 23 maybe might have given up his helmet.
He did. Yep.
I think that's who we can credit with the helmet assist. Who would that be?
Always
Todd?
appreciate it. Let's find. Yeah, I was going to say, let's
Not
get
a
a
number we call.
Let's get a number.
Quinn
Carlson, a freshman, class of 2024.
That's who you take a helmet from.
Yep. Excuse me, I need to borrow that for a second. And so he gets the matte gold and the Delta. Delta.
give
I
him an
keep wanting to say
assist.
Delta wings. The Delaware wings from Mr. Quinn. And now the team sitting in their huddle here, and here they start to wander their way back out on the field. Bingham's going to stay over here on the near sideline, get his play from the coach as he heads toward the huddle. 4:47 to play here in the fourth. 21-7, St. Bernard's with the lead, and it feels fairly academic.
It certainly does. Wyatt, I'm assuming, plays outfield for the for the Bernardians.
Could
It
play
will be-
lacrosse.
Oh, he could play lacrosse.
Another
That looks like
timeout
a
here.
center fielder, though, didn't it?
It did.
That
It
looks like
did.
a
Full
center
layout
fielder,
certainly
yeah.
did. Yes, I would agree with you. Timeout spent on the field, and now Jones will get sent over to the sideline. And so Coach Bingham now has huddled up his offense during this timeout. I am wondering if he's going to put his kind of senior-laden group out there on the field and sit anybody who is not a senior, let them have their one last time together. This class of 2024 that he described as being so very important to this school during their transition to a private institution, as well as, of course, their transition as a football program as they continue to grow and grow together. And Coach really identified this class of 2021, navigating, of course, all the things that we all know about society over the last year and then some in a COVID world, but also managing to navigate their career over the last 4 years in the blue and gold. Coach Bingham very proud of this group.
It's just taking an awful long time to
It
get
has kind
this
of, yeah, I would say the game has kind of run into a bit of a speed bump here.
glacial pace.
Now out of the timeout, 3rd down and 10 to go. Ball located at their own 8-yard line. Snap, give it to Thibodeau. Hurdles the defender, finds some room. 15, 20, and taken down at the 23-yard line. Why not? Gain of 13, and the Bernardians get a first down, and the clock continues to run.
I think the Bernardians had too much time to talk about that play, and they came up with the perfect play right up the middle. Perfect play. Tyler Thibodeau. That's who you want carrying the ball in these tough situations. Gets himself a first down, moves the sticks. More importantly, keeps the clock running.
That's right.
And the clock will continue to move now.
You did a second half time and temperature, right?
Indeed we did, and I'll bet that second
I'm
half
telling
time the
you
temperature
what,
continues
I'm
to
not
drop.
trusting the weather people anymore. They said the wind was going to die down, the temperature was going to continue to rise.
Lions.
Not seeing that on 1st and 10, and the give straight through the middle. It's Thibodeau again, bowling forward across the 25 and moves his way to the 27-yard line, and Maynard will spend another timeout. 4:05 to play here in the fourth. 21-7 St. Bernard's with the lead. And let's talk about our play of the day. It's brought to you by Bernard's Florist. Let Bernard's professional designers enhance your entranceway with seasonal planted containers. Bernard's can design and decorate your containers at Bernard's Florist, located at 120 Central Avenue Air, or Bernard's can schedule a site visit at your home or business. Bernard's designers use a variety of plants, grasses, perennials, and annuals in your containers, window boxes, planters for your patio, terrace, or poolside. Bernard's Florist welcomes custom designs and seasonal rotation of planters to make your space welcoming and festive. Visit Bernard's Florist at 120 Central Ave in Air. Bill Thomas, Bernard's Florist, play of the day. Absolutely. A pick six for Damian
Pick
Jones.
six, 100-plus yards. Kate, what do you think, Kate? You want to chime in?
I'm going to let Bill Thomas call.
Oh, well,
That's not your
yeah,
call.
Todd's been practicing his mind reading.
Mind reading,
Call?
mind reading.
Bill Thomas.
But, yeah, I'm on board with that. You know, you talk about a turnaround. Maynard's getting ready to tie the game.
Yep.
And all of a sudden they're looking at a 2-score deficit within a matter of 15 seconds. You can't ask for a more electrifying game-changing play than that.
No question about that. Second down, 5 to go. The give looked like Thibodeau again before he got swallowed up and driven back by the Tiger defense. And the Tigers will spend still yet another timeout, stopping the clock at 3:57 to play here in the fourth quarter. Third down and about 4 to go, facing the Bernardians at their own 29-yard line. They need their own 33 for the first down and to keep the drive going. That is the final timeout that Maynard has in their allotment, so they cannot stop the clock again. So they need this defensive stop. They would lose a little more time on the punt on fourth down, but still can only lose about 40 seconds there. Give them a couple minutes left, at least, to try to make something miraculous happen here at the Bernardian Bowl, astride John Fitch Highway in Fitchburg on a Friday night, April the 23rd, and a beautiful night it has been, although, as Kate points out, a little chillier than maybe it was expected to be as we kind of pass our way down inside of the 40s, at least in feels like temperature.
It's always. And I can't, obviously you guys know, because I'm typing, I have to have my hands available. Just all year long, my hands and my feet.
Let's estimate the stats for the rest of the game. Feel free to
Okay.
put your hands in your pockets.
Okay, not.
Bernardians, I'm going to kind of go out on a limb here and say they're one first down away from here from wrapping this game up. Maynard's out of timeouts, under 4 minutes to go. You know, Bingham's a veteran senior. He knows how to use the clock here, but two big plays right here for Maynard to try to get the ball back and create a quick 2-score situation.
You know what I'm loving? The fact that it's not super dark out at 7:45 at night. Loving this.
Indeed, that's what spring football brings you. Third down and 4 to go. The handoff, it went to Jones. Jones bumped into one of his own blocks, then got pushed back across the 25-yard line and down at the Bernardian 24, lost a handful on the play. It'll be fourth down and long to go back at their own 25-yard line, needing their own 33 for the first down. So the Tigers defense did their part. Von Randall comes onto the field in punt formation. The clock will run here down across the 3-minute mark before the Bernardians will be forced to punt. Scores elsewhere from across the region. Halftime update, according to Fitchburg Athletics on Twitter just about a minute ago. A slow-moving halftime score. Fitchburg on top of Oakmont, 25-14 at the half. That game kicked off at 6 o'clock. So they are about an hour and 46 minutes into that one. And Coach Tom Bingham will spend a timeout to stop the clock with 3:06 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think a good move here by the coach. Burn up that entire clock almost. And but let's think back to the only punt that the Bernardians have had to get off today. Almost blocked. They had a couple of the Maynard linemen bust in on him, but Randall did a good job of angling away from it. Turned out to be a good punt, all things considered. But we'll have to see if Maynard tries to bust it up and get their hands on this football.
That will be the question du jour. Or do you let Randall punt it away? He had a great punt under duress the last time he was asked to punt, a couple of series earlier here in this second half.
I think you got to go after him, Todd. You know, it'd be nice to peel off for a run back, but
yeah, certainly.
You need a quick score right now, and you haven't shown that you can work the field and end up scoring. You need to create your own score here on some type of turnover.
So Bill Thomas says the Tigers sell out for the block. Thomas Hirsch is walked back across midfield, stands at his own 40-yard line to return.
Why he's back there, I have no idea. He shouldn't be. He should be the 11th man up there and outnumber him.
Von Randall stands at his own, looks like about the 13-yard line to punt. Good snap, stepped right, got some room. Fair catch signal for and made at the 46-yard line. Great sportsmanship, Hirsch and Bingham with a high five to one another. Now a handshake as they stand on the STB at midfield here at the Bernardian Bowl and tap each other on the helmet. And that's the kinds of signs of respect you just love, that mutual respect of competition. That's what high school athletics is all about.
Well, when Randall's only out there for 3 to 5 plays a game, but they're all important, and he comes through like that, and probably, you know, at this point, the most important point in the game, because the block right there, if it gets taken in, an onside kick, all of a sudden we got an entirely different game. He did his job. He did it, you know, to perfection right there.
Capone in a gun, stands at his own 45. Back to pass, looks out left and throws through the hands of Hills and incomplete.
Last 5 Capone have all landed harmlessly. 15, 12, 11, 8, and it's a receiver out there in the flat. He likes to have that route about 10 yards out.
Shotgun set for Capone on 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Capone pushed out to his right and throws. Underneath, complete for Hills. In triple coverage across the 20 and down to the 16-yard line in the neighborhood of yet another. Oh, a flag flies out at the back of the play. It is another Tiger first down, but there was some chippiness, and it's a personal foul against the Tigers. That's going to cost them what was gained.
Dead ball foul here.
It was. They'll still have the first down. Oh, now the personal foul signal against St. Bernard's.
I think they went the other direction.
There's been now points in both. So will they add 15 yards to the end of the Tigers' success?
Half the distance, I think.
Coach Bingham is looking for an explanation. Rightly so. I imagine Coach Pilecki would like one as well. The ball marched forward, so it was assessed against the Bernardians across the 10 and down at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, marched from the final line of scrimmage, which was the 15, gave him half the distance.
So 1st and goal to go at the Bernardian 9-yard line. Capone the snap, give it to Hirsch, races out to the left, finds some room, cross the 5, taken down around the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 2.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is to let Maynard in here and have to look at an onside kick. You know, come down to one play right there. Maynard out of timeouts, though, in a really tough spot.
Capone races to the line. 2nd and goal to go from the Bernardian 3-yard line. Pistol set, snap. Capone rolls to his left, throws back line of the end zone. It is caught in the end zone by Hirsch for a touchdown.
Of all people, that's who you got to expect that Capone be looking for, and he found him.
15 seconds into the football game, Hirsch had an 80-yard touchdown run for the first 7 points for this Tiger team. And now at 1:26 to play in the 4th quarter, he makes a catch in the end zone for the second 6, point after pending here with Allen Carr. Ball down, Allen Carr drives it up into the breeze, but through. Teams coming back up the field. Look out now, 1:26 to play in the 4th quarter. It's a 1-score football game, 21-14, St. Bernard's on top of Maynard, and Maynard now with the opportunity